¿Puedes contarme un poco así, a grosso modo, y que tú te acuerdes qué récords has roto?
Volador más joven, asistente más joven, debutante más joven, clásico, con la selección, volador más joven, asistente más joven, debutante más joven en la Eurocopa, en la semifinal, en la final. No sé, todo eso.
Se te escapa la sonrisita. ¿Eso te hace ilusión, ser todo esto o no?
Lamine Yamal, born the 13th of July 2007. His story began in Rocafonda, a working-class neighbourhood in Mataró, Catalonia, known more for its struggles than for producing football stars. Lamine is extremely proud of his birthplace, family and upbringing. He celebrates with 3 fingers, a 0 and a 4, a tribute to Rocafonda's postal code. His roots are never far from him. But it wasn't always so easy. Money was tight when Lamine was younger. So tight, in fact, he wasn't even registered to play football. He played in the street, with other kids, with his dogs.
De pequeño, bueno, yo no estaba apuntado al fútbol porque económicamente mis padres aún no podían y pues solo jugaba en el parque, con niños que me encontraba en el parque. Y pues eso, jugaba con mis perros o en casa con la pelota que tenía. No había normas.
Although no one knew it at the time, this was all part of the magic in the making.
Cuando me mordían se acababa porque mi padre nos paraba.
That's until someone saw what others hadn't.
Un año el director de la Torreta dijo a mis padres que podía jugar gratis y pues ya ahí probé y pues ahí tuve suerte y el Barça.
All of this led him to Barcelona's famed academy, La Masia, which has produced some of the greats of the game, and many of the current squad, including Lamine's close friend, Alejandro Balde. At age 7, Lamine joined a system built for the best, and immediately began proving he belonged, racing through the age categories quicker than any other player of his generation. But before he played under the lights of La Liga as a senior player, he starred in one of its purest arenas for youngsters, the La Liga Promises tournament. The first real test for any young player looking to make it in Spain. The skills were raw, his body was still growing, but the talent was already different.
Landry, pero sigue Pau porque nadie le sale. Viene a recibir Lamine Yamal, tomando la responsabilidad. Tira Lamine, ¡qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Gol!
Barcelona knew it, scouts knew it, and quietly, so did Lamine.
Yo creo que cuando llego a infantil, a cadete, ya me doy cuenta de que tengo algo especial.
His insane decision-making was already obvious at this tender age, his dribbling electric. But despite that brilliance, Lamine did not let fame get ahead of him. He wasn't about being loud or showing off. But whether he wanted to keep it quiet or not, one thing was for sure. This kid was going to make it on the big stage. In 2023, still just 15 years old, Lamine began training with Barca's first team. He was still going to school, with private lessons tailored around his schedule. A player who has now broken a whole list of records broke his first major one in April 2023. Aged just 15 years and 291 days old, Lamine started a Liga game which had made him the youngest player to do so in the 21st century. More records soon came tumbling. After setting the record for the youngest player to grab an assist, he became La Liga's youngest goalscorer ever, and it happened in a game away to Granada. Then, just days after setting the goal record, came his appearance in his first El Clasico. Another young player record, of course, for a game that has already defined Yamal's brilliance at even his young age. No more so than this campaign. A dream fixture to feature him for any player, and even more so for Lamine, who has seen the biggest stars of these matches right up close in his childhood.
Y pues yo estaba en el parque que acababa de salir del cole y tenía que esperar al taxi para venir a entrenar. Y mi madre me dijo, estoy mirando para ir al clásico y obviamente yo no me lo creía porque no teníamos el dinero suficiente para ir a ver un clásico. Y le dije, pero mamá, dirás en casa. Y dijo, no, en el campo. Y me contó que iba a salir de la mano, me enseñó los mensajes de WhatsApp del grupo de los padres y me puse a gritar por todo el parque. Me fui a casa a prepararme todo y el partido era al día siguiente y pues nada, ahí ya llegamos al campo. Hicimos un sorteo de a quién le tocaba a cada jugador y pues me tocó ahí de la mano con Ramos.
In his side's treble-winning season, Lamine Yamal had massive impacts on both La Liga legs of this famed El Clasico. That's not to say he didn't feel the nerves.
Pero ahí cuando entró al campo ya le veo la cara a los rivales, veo que sí, son muy buenos y...
Wouldn't let it affect his game though. And on the 26th of October 2024, Lamine scored the third of Barca's 4 goals at the Bernabeu in a cutting victory, and in doing so, beat Ansu Fati's record to become the youngest ever Barca goal scorer at Real Madrid. This victory no doubt played a massive part in the story of Barcelona's season. Just 2 days later, the young genius was awarded the Copa Trophy, and within a month, the Golden Boy Award. Such was the pace at which Lamine's fame was moving, Barcelona moved quickly to secure his future. A contract proposal with a $1 billion release clause secured his future. Lamine Yamal extended his contract with Barcelona then until 2026. We now know he signed another until 2031. He'll only be 23 then, by the way. Crazy. Barcelona have never taken chances on this kid. Of course, it wasn't just at club level where he was shining, he was soon inspiring kids and wowing millions for Spain, becoming Spain's youngest player, youngest scorer and youngest assist provider in the process. He played a starring role in Spain's triumphant Euro 2024 campaign, where everything changed. Lamine's notoriety was now at a global level. In the semi-final against France, just days before his 17th birthday, he curled in a stunner to become the youngest scorer in European Championship history.
Con la selección, goleador más joven, asistente más joven, debutante más joven en la Eurocopa, en la semifinal, en la final, no sé, todo eso.
And left Germany as the European champion. But even the meteoric rise of Lamine needed an orbit. His partnership with Lewandowski and Rafinha has become Europe's most productive front three this season. The Trident smashed opponents past them as they walked to the title and a domestic treble.
Rafa tiene la velocidad, tiene muchos goles la temporada. Robert tiene el olfato de ser un delantero de los mejores de la historia. Y pues yo a lo mejor tengo esa creatividad que hace que los tres juntos seamos un muy buen trío.
Mentors mattered. Busquets, Jordi Alba, the veterans who made time for the kid who hadn't even debuted.
Busquets, Busi, sentaba conmigo, preguntaba cómo estaba y me decía lo importante que era para el club cuando aún no había ni debutado.
The size of Lamine Yamal's importance can't be understated. His effect has been clear, with some clutch performances at the back end of the La Liga season, including a mesmeric El Clasico outing in May. This was immediately backed up by a title-winning goal against Espanyol. The brilliance of Yamal is immediately recognisable through what's become a trademark left foot curler. The title celebrations ensued to the beat of another stunner against Villarreal back at Spain's Olympic Stadium Montjuic, Barca's temporary home. With Lamine able to hold the trophy with the pride of being the La Liga player with the most assists last season, as well as the most dribbles completed. He's become one of the few players in world football where a team trusts him with the majority of the ball as much as possible. I mean, why wouldn't you? To the world, he's a prodigy. To himself, still a student. Of the game and of life.
Everyone knows that Lamine is a genius, okay?
And if you want to know what inspires this particular brand of genius, look no further than Samba star Neymar. Plus, Messi of course. Comparisons to both those players have surfaced right from the very beginning. Hardly a surprise when you consider he plays as a perfect blend of the two. Not that Lamine let those comparisons to such lofty stars get to him.
Por necesitar siempre quiere marcar, siempre quiere sumar goles, asistencias, que el equipo gane. Intento solo disfrutar y pasarlo bien.
He sees himself in those kids right now.
Yo cuando era pequeño, a lo mejor tenía para una camiseta para 2 años y me compraba la de mi jugador favorito. Y ver a niños con mi camiseta es algo increíble, es algo que te da satisfacción por dentro. Y nada, es un sueño que estoy viviendo.
And you have to believe it's surreal for such a youngster.
Siempre le cuento a mi madre que era como jugar al modo carrera en primera persona porque subía del túnel del Camp Nou para entrar a calentar y veías todo el campo gigante y tú muy pequeño y era como increíble.
You can barely believe he's still only 17. Already a La Liga champion, a European champion, a record breaker, and a symbol of what's next. They call him Super Saiyan Ryan, and some are saying the Ballon d'Or might not be far off.
Me gustaría ser recordado en la historia del Barça como una leyenda, obviamente.
As always, time will decide if he becomes the best. But for now, he's still living the story that began in Rocafonda, and we've only just finished chapter 1.
No, al final yo creo que como un niño, que al final soy un niño Intenta mostrar su alegría siempre dentro del campo y fuera del campo y nada, feliz con su vida de momento.